Hey guys, welcome to Kerbykidd's Kitbash. It's me, Kerbykidd, and doing step 1 today of the Kitbash. Basically, we start off priming. Now, you don't always have to prime, but I like to do it because it makes all the colors and look and texture consistent. So the first thing I like to do is you keep them on the trees because it's suspended and it's easier to paint that way. And then once you're done cutting, then you sand down the nub marks and you hand paint those details. So first thing I'm doing is I'm going to be priming it with a white primer so that the colors will be extra bright. And then once that dries, then we go to painting. Now, before we begin, one of the things you need, besides primer, besides paint, is you need a mask, because sometimes the stuff can be very, very bad for your health. Now I'm using acrylics for the colors, which are a lot less harmful, but the primer, this is lacquer. Lacquer could kill you, so you gotta be careful around it. So yeah, that's the basic setup. So let's get started. Step 1, priming. Alright guys, this is part 2. This is going to be the painting part. Now the primer on takes about 20 to 30 minutes to really dry because it's lacquer, and lacquer dries extremely quickly. So now, time to paint. On to the next step, building. Now, basically, most of the building is easy to do. You just kind of do it through the manual. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to time lapse it. Nothing really special here going on. What's really going to become important is when I start doing the Kitbash and the custom weapons part. That may or may not be kind of hairy and might be a little harder than I think it's going to be, but that's where all the explanation will come through. So, with that in mind, let's start with the time-lapse building. there's the body. And you see this color scheme I went with was blue, and I decided to leave the this clear part's orange-ish see-through, and decided to leave the like the darker yellow parts here. I decided to leave those because I kind of like the way they look. If you notice, there's no V-fin. That's because the Banshee's V-fin, which is the base body I use, I hate the Banshee's V-fin. But I do like this little part right here. I think it's pretty cool looking, and it kind of makes it stand out from other Gundams. So, but yeah, this is the base body. It's blue, and it's kind of hard to see, but it kind of colored the joints here. I colored all the parts that are usually like this color, and with the Gundam marker. That's just, you know, drawing. There's no technique to that really, at least so far as I can tell. There's still some touch-up work that needs to be done. This is the basic body, so pretty proud of it so far. But the hard part is going to be in part 2 of this video, which is going to be finding the weapons and accessories I want to put with it, figuring out how I'm actually going to attach it, and then, you know, doing it. The painting it, that's going to be the easy part. But yeah, that's it for this part, guys. I'll see you in part 2.